Other family members could be buried here if they choose, but they have not been buried here since '65. The last grave was back in there. We know that along that back wall, back there where they are, there are some unmarked graves of the jockeys. All the jockeys were slaves. And they thought so much of them that they buried them in the wall. So we know that there are 5 buried back there. The slave graveyard is literally through the woods there, about another 100 yards. And then the woods are full of sunken in. And Curtis Flower's son, who was a coffee student, for his Eagle Scout Award, he did an outline and map the graveyard.
Oh, wow.
So we have that map of all the graves, numbered, so we know it's in excess of 250. Reverend Mitchell, buried here, First Presbyterian Church, born in Ireland. Buried one of the daughters of the Jacksons. Okay, he's buried here. James Jackson Jr., buried right, this is his grave. He was a colonel in the Confederate Army. He is reputed to be the father of Queen.
From Roots.
From the book Roots.
Haley.
Right. Alex Haley went out. Do you two remember Alex Haley? Did he come when you were at Coffee? Yes. I know that these are 2 of my former students from Coffee. And Alex Haley, I'll tell you the really quick story. I had the great privilege of knowing a pretty good wide range of people. And Alex Haley was doing the research for his book, and he kept running across the name Forks of Cypress, Florence, Alabama. So a certain individual, I can't remember his name, Oates, I believe his last name was Oates, worked for IFDC in TVA. And he went to hear Haley speak and asked him, would you be interested in coming to the Muscle Shoals area to speak? And he said, under one condition, I'd go to the Forks of Cypress. So he comes to IFDC on the TVA reservation. I get this phone call from this gentleman, Oates, who I had taught his son before, and he said, how would you like to bring your classes to IFDC to hear Alex Haley? I said, when and where? We took, I think, did you go?
Yep.
Wasn't it like 4 buses?
It was a lot, yeah, I remember.
The only students there were our students. And then we got him to come to Coffee. He spoke in the auditorium. And I met him out here in the afternoon, and it just coincided with James Jackson III, who lived in Memphis at that time, was here at the same weekend. So James Jackson III got to speak with a distant relative, Alex Haley.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So one of the slave women, one source says Esther. There on the census there is a woman named Esther, E-S-T-E-R. But Alex Haley said her real name was Easter, and it was misspelled. But Queen was her daughter. So she says James Jackson Jr., the son of James Jackson, was the father. And we all know that occurred. I remember reading of a controversy between the black Jeffersons and the white Jefferson descendants of Thomas Jefferson. And the white ones kept, no way. And the black ones kept saying, oh yeah. Well, guess what? DNA proved. Oh yeah, they're related. So now they have their reunions together. So this is that connection with Alex Haley. James Jackson is buried right there. You see that stone that's more white at the base? He's buried there. His wife's buried next to him. And the rest are descendants of. Okay? And you're free to walk and look. And you're free to go back there if you dare. But you can go back in the winter might be a better time.